Final Girl on Radio 1. And without further ado, please welcome Matt from the Amazons to the Radio 1 Indie Show. Woo, 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 woo. Matt, hello, how are you?
That clap sounded pretty big, considering there was only about 3 people in the studio.
We like to please. We do aim to please. It's absolutely great to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Let's get into it. How do you feel finally about new music being out there?
It feels good. It feels good. Usually my process with releasing music is to almost like never listen to it ever again once it's out on streaming. But I've actually enjoyed playing it on the different platforms.
That's good.
It's really good.
How long were you working on it for? Because it's been 2 years since the album, right?
Yeah.
Literally to the day, maybe?
Yeah.
Was this kind of in the works for 2 years, or were you been busy just gigging and this kind of just come about?
You know what? I'd say the majority of the body of work that we've been working on probably started around January this year. But it followed a lot of insular kind of reflections on the last few years in the band. I think that last album was definitely the end of an era in terms of how not only the personnel, we had our drummer moved on, but just how we saw ourselves and how I saw the process and the work and my relationship to the work and how it was wrapped up in how I valued myself. And I needed time to just completely reevaluate everything.
Yeah, I feel that.
And then we started working on music in January. But there was a couple of twists and turns, and there's a whole alternative record out there based on all the wrong things, all of the bad habits that we had built up over 3 albums. And then this new song, Living a Lie, came out at the right time for us. We found it at the right time by complete coincidence, by a flick of, I say a flick of the wrist, but honestly, Chris, our guitarist, making a mistake on Logic Pro. And it opened up this door of like music where I could really express myself.
Yeah.
And the frustrations that I have with the past 10 years and my anxieties for the future is quite a weight on the shoulders, really.
Yeah, of course. This does seem like, this era does seem a lot more like grittier, and it's got more of like a punch to it, for me anyway, which I just absolutely adore. Like the grittier the better in my eyes, right?
Well, yeah, and I want it to I want the music to reflect a restlessness, a frustration about things in my personal life, but also the kind of wider world in which we inhabit. Like, what the hell's going on?
I don't think anyone knows. I wish I knew the answer to that question.
Yeah, so I guess there's a frustration in the past. I don't know how other people feel at our age, but I feel like our adulthood, or at least the expectations or the dreams that we had about adulthood as we entered it, have been warped and twisted by COVID. It's been twisted by the rise of political extremism, and it's all kind of solidified in all of the things you expected of working a job, going to university, and then, being able to afford a roof over your head. It's just been thrown out the window. I feel like, we've been taken for a ride a little bit. So there's that frustration on a wider level.
I feel like you can feel that through the song, definitely. Was that like the message that you wanted the fans to get as well as you guys writing it?
Yeah, and I think that's true of the wider body of work as well. I think Living a Lie is just really an ode to it manifesting in sleepless nights and just the restlessness of that, and just promise unfulfilled. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense. And with the fans, what has been the reaction? Because the track dropped Friday. I mean, I can't even imagine as an artist just waiting for the track to be released and being like, oh my God, are they going to like it? Are they not going to like it? What has been the general reaction?
I've had some really lovely messages. The ones that really resonate with me are the ones where they said they've listened to it multiple times. Yeah. That feels really, really good because I'm doing it as well.
I love that. Speaking of the fans, we have got some questions from Amazon fans. I have vetted them, so you're safe.
Thanks.
We're going to start with Kaylee from Glasgow, who wants to know, what's your pre-show ritual?
Oh, goodness. I like quiet because the party is on stage for me.
Yeah.
That's how I like to do it. And then the other boys, I think, are more into getting hyped up for it. but I don't need to.
Yeah. Just a nice little quiet time, cup of tea.
Yeah,
sit
I
down.
need to focus. And of course, there's a lot of vocal warm-ups and stuff like that, but I just need to focus. Don't talk to me. Do not talk to me.
Yeah, leave me alone.
Yeah.
Kieran asks, do you enjoy doing anything outside of music that helps you recharge?
Yeah, massively. This has been kind of discovery I've made about myself in a way of with if I'm not creating music or inhabiting that world, I try and like consume aggressively, and I find such like fulfillment and satisfaction in that. Like I'm not a religious person, but there's something spiritual about the methodical practice of just making it my business to listen to the best music, watch the best films, go to events, go to galleries and museums, and not be worried about it sounding like particularly lofty or artsy or whatever like that. Just try and find things that I like to do and that nourish my soul. I love sport as well. You know what? I love football.
What team do you support?
Reading FC till I die. And we're going through a terrible time at the moment. But I love football because I have no skin in the game. I'm terrible. I don't know what's going on. I don't pretend to know what's going on, apart from like the surface level stuff, like 4-4-2, like cool. But I love it. I love it. It really, it really just helps me switch off to everything.
There's something about screaming at a TV that I find really cathartic.
Yeah.
But I support West Ham, but I couldn't tell you any of the players, what the formations are.
Sure.
I just know that the ball's kicked and it goes in there. Good goal. Great, brilliant. As long as I can scream and feel like I'm involved in something, I absolutely love it.
Yeah, and you're a West Ham fan.
Yeah, I know.
And nothing will change that.
Up the Hammers! David asks, what is next for the Amazons?
Well, surprise, surprise. There's more music.
Yeah!
Whoa! Do you ever get kind of annoyed with bands or artists when they say, there's something special coming?
Oh yeah, big announcement coming soon.
Yeah, it's going to be music or a tour.
Yeah.
What else could it
What else
possibly
we got,
be?
like a cookbook, or where are we going with that?
So we're endeavouring aggressively on this record to come up with something that isn't just music and touring. We're going to do other stuff.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What's the roguest thing you think you're going to do? Or in your brain,
I
what would
can't
be
tell
the
you.
weirdest thing? Like a line of yo-yos or like...
Well, I was thinking more of like a film.
I love it. Like a docu-series, or like you all play different characters or someone plays you.
Something like that.
Incredible.